Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, and this is going to be a daily reading for 15th of February 2018. If you haven't yet subscribed for the channel, please make sure that you do so you can have a daily content here. So I'm going to use this specific deck here. It is the Arthurian, legendary Arthurian tarot deck, and I quite like it because I'm quite familiar with the legend itself, and it really it does helps you, if you are quite familiar with it, to read these cards. And now I'm going to shuffle. The reason why I'm not doing it in front of the camera is because I can burn my eyes here with the candles. So shuffling now, guys, and let me now cut the cards and let's see what we got for today. So the first card is going to be the Five of Swords again, like in the few couple of days ago. Then we do have the Knight of Swords is the second card, and the third card is the Seven of Swords. So a lot of swords for 15th of February 2018, and for what it seems is because we have a lot of swords, we have to put a lot of thinking into what we are going to do. But let's focus first on our core card, which is the Five of Swords, guys. Now this card here is related to some losses and some regrets, especially forced by irrational decisions, in a sense where we are way too hasty with our perception, not realizing one's limitation, what we can actually do toward the matter, and as well ignorant for what are the consequences of one's actions. It is also, however, a card which allows us to learn a specific lesson, a lesson that we will never repeat again into our life, into our lives. And this is the lesson: ask first and then act, because there are circumstances in that particular day which will require a little bit of reorganizing your particular strategy to push your things forward. But the Five of Swords is also a positive card, to a sense where you can truly have the means you need in order to push your things through. However, it will, as I said, will have a certain certain consequences, excuse me, and that's why you have to ask yourself in that particular day how much you are ready to sacrifice in order to have your goal fulfilled and accomplished. Now into its contribution, the second card here, the Knight of Swords, that will be a man, guys, that will come into your life in this particular day. Very courageous man. Actually, this is as a person who steps in front of who steps for the human rights, and it is courageous because, as you can observe here on the picture, let me get it closer to the camera here, it does look like that this man is on a conquest. He is conquering something, and he is doing it during the night in a wooden space, or rather like in the woods, which actually requires a certain amount of courage. And in that particular time, due to the legend of King Arthur, because you had rebels and etc., you know, brigands as well, it did require a lot of courage to do the things you need. So that will be a man you will have to tackle, and it's not even a tackle, but I do sense that in this particular reading is that you will have to side with a man that has a quite clear goal, what needs to be done moving forward, or they have a particular idea how they can utilize your skills and to push your things forward through pushing their personal things forward as well. So it's kind of like you will be able to be helpful and valuable to one another. With the Knight of Swords, guys, also that card reflects to decision making, especially when it comes to a decision where you have to do something you don't like and something that you do like, but in the same time what you have to do that you don't like, it is something that you think has to be done necessarily. This card urges you guys to do only what you truly believe it has to be done, and it has to can make you feel happy, because this card reflects decision making, but only when you are consulted with your emotions. You shouldn't go and extend beyond your emotions in a sense where you don't have to, where you do something you don't like to do in that specific moment. And the last card here is the Seven of Swords, and in that particular deck, the Seven of Swords, and as a follow-up to these couple of cards, the Seven of Swords is very positive card, because suddenly out of nowhere you are going to receive an inspiration for a new enterprise that you can chase in, and suddenly you will realize that things are falling into their place. A direction in your life will emerge where you can actually feel yourself quite productive. Now in the card we have a man pulling out a sword. This is, as I said, this is a legend for King Arthur. This ain't the Excalibur, guys, and that's not Arthur, but it's a different concept of the legend. However, I will just tell you that because a knight is missing from the round table. Suddenly this person pulls out a sword, the sword of the knight, which fell and takes that place. So it's kind of like a circumstances that expresses the circumstances with which you will suddenly out of nowhere you will have the hope. You know, suddenly you will have the hope to continue on forward toward a brighter days as well. The card preaches, guys, that you will start sensing that you are on the right path. And if you think about in the original deck, the card where many people were interpreting it as a thievery, you know, being deceived, being lied. Actually, I cannot see that card that way, not in a general reading at least, because the card points that you have to turn out and follow your personal agenda instead of following someone else's agenda, or in other words, leading someone else's war. It's all about your war, and we have a person here who is going to contribute to win your particular war, but you have to be quite accurate here with the Five of Swords about the limitations you have and what needs to be done forward in the sense of step by step, instead of jumping straight to the end of the battle you are leading. It is because everybody leads a battle that others have nothing, have no clue what that battle is all about. It is just, guys, that you will have this particular day a supporter which finds your reasons to be righteous, which finds your reasons to be accurate, and your reasons that are something to fight for, it worth fighting for, and thus you will side, as I said, with that courageous person, and together, guys, you will push things through, or kind of like reach to a conclusions which will allow you to penetrate to truths. Certain realizations as well are very possible to emerge, where you will change completely, around turn completely your perspective of things, and you will realize that actually what you're doing is not the best thing you can do in your particular situations, either into your career or either into your relationship, but there is a different perspective where you can engage the whole situation and you know, take the upper hand from there. It all comes to the core card, however, guys, and be mindful of how much you can push right now, because you don't have the means necessary in order to push the things to its very end, at least right now, okay? But as I said, something will happen at that particular day which will give you the different perspective you need and the different path you need through that person and through these circumstances, which is gonna give you a good omen or something to look forward to achieve, and things will start falling into their place once again. So that was the reading, guys, for 15th of February 2018, and I hope you enjoyed it and liked it. And if you want a personal reading with me, you can purchase one from tarotpredictions.net, which is my website, written down there in the description of the video. Or if you want an on-demand services, you can follow me at Instant Go. My account there is Tarot Predictions. The link is also written in the description of this video. And with that being said, guys, stay in tune for the next daily, and see you next time. Bye.